He gave them shelter. He gave them privacy. He gave them protection. When Harry and Meghan fled the royal family and the UK in chaos, there was only one man in Hollywood powerful enough to shield them. Tyler Perry opened his billion-dollar estate and welcomed them in, not just as guests, but as family. And in return, they gave him everything. Every camera angle, every documentary, mention, every podcast, shout-out, painted Perry as their savior. But that illusion has now shattered. The man who once helped them escape is now the one threatening to expose it all, and what he has could burn their empire to the ground, because Perry didn't just offer a roof over their heads, he witnessed everything. Let's rewind to the beginning. Harry and Meghan were drowning in backlash after stepping back from royal duties. They needed a new base, a safe haven. Perry's Beverly Hills estate became that haven. With full security, a private entrance and tight legal protections, the estate offered more than comfort. It became their war room. Inside those walls, PR strategies were born. Interview answers were crafted. Rumors suggest that late-night rehearsals and carefully choreographed media moments were a daily routine. And Perry didn't just witness it, he reportedly recorded it. All of it, over 17 hours of footage and audio. Sources claim Harry and Meghan knew exactly how to shape their image, which tears would get sympathy, which headlines would spark outrage. They weren't just living there, they were producing their Hollywood redemption arc. And Perry saw it all. The rehearsed vulnerability, the internal debates over what to say and what to hide, the decision to cut off family members and cast the institution as the villain. It was all there on tape. But no one expected Perry to ever use it until now. That all changed when Tyler Perry was hit with a massive $260 million lawsuit by actor Derek Dixon. Suddenly Perry wasn't untouchable anymore. He was vulnerable. And in Hollywood, that's dangerous. Vulnerability attracts vultures, and Perry knew the Sussexes might turn on him to protect their image. Almost overnight, Meghan's team went into cleanup mode. Mentions of Perry were quietly deleted, photos vanished from social media, posts praising him were archived. Insiders say even the title of godfather to their daughter, Lilibet, was scrubbed. It was a full-scale erasure operation. But Perry wasn't blindsided. He'd prepared for this. Sources say the residency agreement Harry and Meghan signed included detailed clauses. One of them reportedly gave Perry legal authority to disclose his side of the story if ever betrayed. And now he is. The first leaked recording was brutal. Meghan allegedly discussing how to manufacture sympathy, Harry complaining about Netflix executives and their demands. And that was just a glimpse. Insiders say Perry is sitting on a mountain of evidence, video, audio, annotated transcripts, all revealing just how crafted the Sussex media narrative really was. And the fallout came fast. Netflix once proudly paid them $100 million for exclusive content. Now that figure has reportedly dropped to just $20 million. And even that is at risk. Their viewer numbers are weak. Executives are disappointed. The buzz is gone. Behind the scenes, Meghan and Harry are in full panic mode. Staff have been let go, PR firms cut, loose ends are being cleaned up fast, but it's too late. The leaks are out, the perception is shifting, and their dream of ruling Hollywood is falling apart piece by piece. But this was just the beginning. The next phase wasn't just about image, it was about survival. Financial, emotional, reputational. Because what they built was never meant to survive a betrayal like this. And what Perry might release next could end it all. What followed the first leaks wasn't just embarrassment. It was full-blown collapse. The Sussexes once stood as Hollywood royalty. Now they're scrambling to keep the lights on. Their luxurious lifestyle is starting to look like a ticking financial bomb. Let's break it down. The mansion in Montecito cost over $14 million, nearly $300,000 a year in taxes. Add another $2 million for round-the-clock security and at least $1 million more in staff salaries, chefs, nannies, stylists, assistants. The monthly burn rate is staggering even by celebrity standards. And then the real nightmare hit. Their income started vanishing, the Spotify deal was cancelled, Netflix scaled back their contract significantly. Archwell, their production company, is bleeding cash. Donations to the Archwell Foundation have plummeted down 30% in a year, and unrestricted funds, the ones they can actually spend, have fallen even faster. Behind closed doors, staff morale is reportedly in freefall. Those not already laid off are tightening NDAs or planning quiet exits. The mansion that once buzzed with elite strategists is now filled with whispered conversations and emergency Zoom calls. Some insiders describe it as pure panic, and Meghan's big comeback attempt didn't help her lifestyle brand with love. Meghan was meant to be a glossy rebranding. The problem test screenings tanked. Viewers didn't buy the soft-focused domestic goddess angle. The expensive cookware, pristine kitchens, and curated charm came off as cold, disconnected, and performative. Even the podcast deal with Lemonada Media has been quietly delayed. Officially, it's about timing. Unofficially, insiders say it's all about optics. No brand wants to launch a project while its star is drowning in scandal. Then came the moment that truly shook insiders to their core. Producers and platforms began pulling out not because of money, but because of toxicity. A Netflix partner reportedly dropped a pitch after hearing Perry might leak more content. Another investor was overheard saying, "I'm not touching anything with their name on it." But perhaps the most telling sign came from Meghan herself. In a recent interview, she was asked what she'd change about public perception. Her response, "I would ask people to tell the truth. No reflection, no humility, just deflection." And that's what's breaking her brand faster than any leaked tape. Because here's the truth. You can survive a contract loss. You can weather a scandal. But when you lose touch with how the public sees you and you refuse to look in that mirror, there's no comeback from that. Not when your entire image is built on control. And now, Tyler Perry holds the one thing they can't control. The narrative. Those 17 hours of recordings aren't just leverage, they're a mirror, and what they show is devastating. Whispers of Perry being approached by media outlets and publishers with multi-million-dollar offers are growing louder. And so far he hasn't said yes, but he hasn't said no either. His silence is powerful, strategic, deliberate, and Meghan knows it. She can feel the walls closing in. The luxury, the influence, the curated brand, it's all slipping, and she's not just fighting for relevance now, she's fighting for financial survival. Meanwhile, Harry has taken a different route. A quiet one. Late-night flights, booked under an alias, a private jet back to the UK, no press, no staff. Just him, slipping out of California like a man escaping a burning building. Insiders say this wasn't a calculated move. It was panic. A red alert meeting after Perry's first leak, followed by desperate calls to old royal contacts. Not for reconciliation, but for shelter. Harry is reportedly returning not as a prince, but as a liability, one who may have no choice but to face the very family he tried to leave behind. And all the while, Meghan remains in Montecito, clinging to what's left of their crumbling empire. But the damage is already done. Industry insiders whisper about foreclosure risks. Gossip circles are buzzing with tales of unpaid invoices and rapid staff turnover. One executive called the Sussexes brand a case study in how fast a golden image can rust. What stings most is they almost had it. They had public sympathy, they had global fascination, but instead of cultivating it, they cashed it in. Instead of telling their story, they tried to sell it, and eventually people stopped buying.